Yeah, what character stood out for you the most?
Uh, I'd probably say like I'd probably say John Silver, just because I played him. Like I know that his character is a teeny bit different in this movie, just because and if you're doing it like modern like that in Disney and Aliens and all that stuff, you have to make some tweaks to it. And there are some few differences between like the book and the movie. Like the move in this Treasure Planet, like he had a very very close relationship with Jim and all that kind of stuff. In Treasure Island, they had a relationship and it was close, but it wasn't like I don't want to say it wasn't like they were like particularly like as close as it was in the movie, because in the movie they're like hugging each other. Treasure Planet, they're like hugging each other and they're all like, "You're a light, Jimbo," and I was like, oh, that's sweet, because it is sweet, but it's a bit different from Treasure Island. But I want to say that in the Treasure Island book, in the play that I was in, those feelings that he had for Jim probably kind of were there, but they were more internalized because he was this hardened pirate. So for the movie of Treasure Planet, it felt that John Silver had a bit more. I'm just gonna call him Long John Silver because that's how I know him. But Long John Silver had he had a bit. His heart was out there more. He had a bit more of a heart and all that. Although he did have some scary moments where he's all like, I'm not in Treasure Planet that I really enjoyed, especially with the animation, and the voice actor too was amazing as well. I really enjoyed the voice acting in this film. It was perfect, honestly.
Mr. Screw, you ever see what happens to a fresh pup when you squeeze real?
But his love for Jim was so much more out in Treasure Planet than I feel like it was in Treasure Island. But in Treasure Island, it was still there. It's just kind of repressed, Here,
Mm-hmm.
you want to get deep?
Sure.
Here, we're gonna get deep. Okay.
Get deep.
So this is what I saw. So when you see at the end of the film, you see Long John Silver, and he is holding the ship of gold that has all the gold on it, and then he sees Jim and all that kind of stuff, right? Notice how his real actual hand was reaching out to Jim while his robotic hand was holding on to the ship. Now, when you think about it in the ways of how the ship in the gold represents loss, right? Ben lost his mind, Long John Silver lost his limbs, and the crew, they lost all each other and they all died, right? So when Long John Silver wants to go, and he actually goes and he ends up saving Jim, he's saving himself, right? He's making himself whole again and all that kind of stuff instead of hanging on to the treasure, because that represents the loss.
Oh my god. And that is the single most cathartic change for his character.
Yes, exactly. So when Long John Silver saves Jim, that's him gaining something instead of losing something. He regained or gained his humanity instead of gaining the treasure, which signifies the loss, which is why he's hanging on to it with his robotic hand.
Holy shit. Boom. Wait. Ready? And that also represents the polarity of his character compared to Jim's. The fact that Jim's change is happening slowly throughout the film, of him slowly starting to understand his own identity and finding himself and obtaining himself. For Silver, it all kind of happens in an instant when he chooses to save Jim's life over the gold.
Yep.
And that's fucking beautiful.